everyone. So I am here with what is becoming an annual tradition where I go through my anticipated releases for the next year. Now, before we get into this, I do want to say I do read a decent amount of self-published books, and there are authors that I really like and enjoy that have not announced books yet that I'm sure will be announced that I will want to read when they come out. So, you know, sorry, they just usually announce those like later or closer to release. There's actually one in here that I was kind of surprised we found out so early. And I also broke these up into 3 categories this year. So the first one is the books I plan on pre-ordering. Next are the books that I plan on getting from the library. And the third is books that are casually on my radar. I want to mention them. I might pick them up, but we're not doing big things here. And I don't even think there are 10 books on this list. Which is fine by me. And I believe all of these are books by authors I have read before. Yes, as much as I would love to meet new authors, and I probably will in 2025, I have enough books in my life right now. And as I am trying to be more fiscally responsible, now that I have a house to care for, I am hoping in 2025 to adopt another kitty or 2. I want to be more thoughtful in my spending, and I am keeping my Kindle Unlimited, and so I am trying to prioritize using my Kindle Unlimited more. So that is kind of where I see myself maybe experiencing more authors. I am pretty good at using my library digitally, but I completely forget that I can just get holds at my library, which I used to do all the time. And I don't know why I forgot that. I was there was something I wanted. I've been on hold for a book for a while. And I was like, oh, I really want to read this before the end of the year for a vlog. And I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to get off this hold. Am I just going to have to buy it? What am I going to do? It's available at my library with a 2-person wait. So put that hold on and they'll just deliver it to my library. So, you know, anyway, so I'm trying to use my library more. Plus it's good for your library to use it. So anyways, we are going to start with the books I plan on pre-ordering because those are the most fun and exciting. So the first one, I'll try it here. Let me do these in release order. I guess that makes more sense. The first one comes out on January 28th, and that is Carving Shadows into Bone by Brigid Kemmerer. It is the second book in the Forging Silver into Stars series, and we have had to wait many a year for this book, probably just 2, but it feels like forever. I probably am going to reread Forging Silver into Stars because I feel like I need a refresher, and I believe I gave that book 5 stars. So this does take place in the same world as her Cursebreakers trilogy, and it takes place after the events of those stories. So you will be spoiled for the Cursebreakers trilogy. And you do meet characters that you knew in those books, and you will also see those characters from a slightly different perspective. So that might be a little off-putting for you because people have different opinions on characters when they are not that character. But yes, I'm so excited that we are finally getting this. Started to feel like it was never gonna happen. But it is happening. I have no idea if this is just, let me look at Goodreads, if this is just a duology or if it is something bigger. It doesn't say anything in it doesn't say anything in the synopsis, but there is a 3rd book. So I'm guessing it's gonna be a trilogy. Is The Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy, which comes out on February 25th. This is the 3rd and I believe final book in the Campus Diaries series. The first one was The Grandma Fact. The second one was The Dixon Rule. And I am so excited. We have not met the titular Charlie yet. But this one is going to be like a poly romance, I guess. There are 2 male characters we have met throughout the series that basically started Becca and Will. They're like best friends and they started sleeping with girls together, and now, like, especially I think Will is having trouble like sleeping with girls if Becca's not there. And so it's kind of like this interesting dynamic. And I am very curious to see how this plays out. I already care so much about Becca and Will from seeing them in the previous books, especially the Dixon Rule. And even though we have not met Charlie yet, I have a feeling that I'm going to love her. I usually love an Elle Kennedy heroine. So I am scared, but like excited. And I believe there are so many different editions of this. I'm so over this. But there is a yellow edition, and I do not like yellow, but for whatever reason, I love it. But I think it's the indigo edition. So do I love it enough to order it from Canada, or hypothetically try to go to Canada? Probably not. Which, by the way, that's not that extreme. Like, I don't live that far from the Canadian border. So, you know. Next is Finding Home by Lauren Rowe, which is coming out on February 26th. This is a standalone, but it is connected to like her other books, which most of her books are. This follows, oh my gosh, what is his name from Red Card Riot? The small town single dad rock star romance. Yes, Caleb Baumgarten Seabaum, the drummer from Red Card Riot. So we have met him, we've heard about him in previous books. I'm not like a huge fan of rock star romances, but I have enjoyed what Lauren has done. And I also have conflicting feelings about like single parent and parent, like children in books. But again, I generally really enjoy Lauren Rowe. This one, I have read all of her books on audio, and I have always had Audible to do that, and now I don't. So the question is going to be, do I just buy a copy of it? Do I read it with my eyeballs? I don't know. I did cancel my Audible a long time ago, so maybe they'll offer me a free trial and then I can like just use it. I don't know. We'll see. Next is Mastermind by MacLean. This comes out on April 22nd. This is the 4th and final book in her Hell's Bells series. I have not actually finished this. She did not release a book in the series this year. I have not read the 3rd book, Knockout, yet. I was going to read it this year, and then I decided to put it off because I knew that this book was getting delayed. And so I just made the like active decision to wait on that. But I have enjoyed this series so far. It's not my favorite Sarah MacLean, but I am enjoying it. I like Sarah's writing. These are a bunch of Hellion-y women, like kicking ass and taking names. So, you know. And the last one on my pre-order list is A Curse Carved in Bone by Danielle Jensen, which comes out on May 13th. This is the 2nd and final book in the saga of the Unfated duology. I read, oh my gosh, what are you called? It's Fate Inked in Blood. And obsessed. I don't often want to reread a book right after I have read it. And I'm a big rereader, but I don't always like feel that need to like just dive back into it. Oh my gosh, this was just like, I said this in, I think, a video talking about my 2024 releases about Brigid Kemmerer. Danielle Jensen knows how to write a book for my brain. I'm obsessed with her writing. I read Stolen Songbird years ago, and I think I gave it 4 stars, but I wasn't like, oh my god, I gotta read this. They're on Kindle Unlimited, and I plan on reading that, and then trying to finish the series, because I feel like maybe like past me was just not in the right headspace, because how could I not have given it 5 stars? because I'm obsessed. There are more books coming out in like the Bridge Kingdom connected duologies, but I believe in this coming year they will all be audiobooks, because those books get released as audiobook exclusives and then like 6 months later are released as ebooks. And because I have read all of them as ebooks so far, plus they're usually on Kindle Unlimited, I am choosing to continue to wait for them to come out that way. So the next duology, I believe the first one is coming out in like October or something, so we won't get the ebook until 2026. But I mean, maybe I'll cave, but probably not. Next are the 2 books that I plan on getting from the library. So the first one is Because I Have Not Learned My Lesson, but I think this time this is going to be the last opportunity, is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, which comes out on February 4th. It's contemporary romance. It's it looks like it's going to be like a little on the darker side, hopefully darker than Not in Love, because I was pitched that was going to be a little on the dark side, and I do not feel like it was. I do really like this cover, so fingers crossed. Perhaps I should switch to my eyeballs for reading, but I have read every Ali Hazelwood with my ears, so I don't know. But I think this is gonna be the last time. If it's like a 3-star, Ali and I need to part ways. That's just the way of life. And then actually the reason we didn't get the 4th Hell's Bells book in 2024 is because of my last library one, and that is These Summer Storms by Sarah MacLean. This is going to come out July 8th, and this is a departure for her. I believe it's just like contemporary fiction. It's not romance. I think it's kind of like a family dynamic thing. Honestly, she posted about it on her Instagram, and I was just like, Sarah MacLean's writing a new book. Sign me up. Is this book going to be my style? Maybe not. That's why library. Because yes, I am just worried that this is going to be more of like a family saga-y kind of story, and I'm not sure that's for me. But because I do really like her, I want to give it a try. And then I have 2 books that are on my radar. So don't plan on pre-ordering or holding them at the library, but hypothetically could happen. So the first is Destructively Mine by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is the 2nd book in their Webs We Weave series. This is it being traditionally published. It comes out on April 29th. I'm mainly just talking about this because I do still really like Krista and Becca. And I would like to support them, but I have not picked up this series. I did not read the first book. I will eventually read it, but I didn't like their previously traditionally published book that much, although if you know anything about me, you would know that the Raging Ones duology, which is also traditionally published, is in my opinion their best work. But you know, it is what it is. I do appreciate that this is like a separate series and it's not connected to the Callaways and the Cobalts and the Meadowses and all of that. As much as I love that those characters, it is nice to kind of like leave that world a little bit. So I will pick up this series at some point, but it's not a high priority for me. And then the last one is Dying to Meet You by Sarina Bowen, another domestic thriller. This one comes out on May 13th, and this one looks like it's going to be more intense than The 5-Year Lie. And so I am just scared to buy this one. So, I don't know. We're going to have to see. So, I don't know. I'm scared. So yes, those are what I'm looking for. Sarina should have some books coming out that are self-published, and I will read those. Partially because I'm on her ARC team. So like, it's not like I just get them and review them, but I usually buy them afterwards anyways. So I usually get audio ARCs from her, ALCs, and then I usually buy the ebook when they release. So yes, But I don't think she has announced. I think she has announced something in the art group, but I don't know if it's like public knowledge or not. So yes, those are the books. There's not a lot of them, and I am happy with that. My goals, I'm going to have a goals video coming out. I really would like to really make a good go at my TBR shelves this year. So trying to save money, trying to get books read that I already own. So those are my anticipated releases. If you have any anticipated releases you think I should check out, please leave them below. And I will talk to you next time. Bye.